Are you guys making it sure it's not on mute here? Let's see. I think we're all right. Let me make sure that everything is going. Looks like the audio is working here. Just going to get the number generator up, get some few people in here, and give away a few things. A couple mugs and a weather station. See if I can find the one I had last time, the random number generator. So I think I need, what, 2039. I'll probably do best of 3 this time. Good enough, huh? Do some Q&A on the weather here as well. Let's see if anybody's in here yet. It looks like the audio is good from what I'm hearing so far. Hello from Idaho. Usually get a few moderators in here. Let's see if we get anybody in here today. Keith Evans in the house. First member to post today. And if you are a member, you're going to be entered automatically. It looks like we have couple hundred people, 268 people in the drawing today. First one to, let's see, we'll do first one to 3 X's today probably. It was kind of fun last time watching it. But we got 3 things to give away. We have 2 mugs and I have a 1 weather station to give away. Robert Snow, Jose is here. Welcome, members. Yeah, it's getting a little smoky out there already. I was going to look at that here before we start doing anything. I have not looked at the HUR in a few hours here. I'm going to update. That's the 01. Let's go to the 00. I mean, it doesn't show much smoke being around now, but the sky looks a little bit hazy. So it's just not picking up. I guess you can see a little bit of it coming in there. Let's do this. You can kind of see Northern California's been basking in the smoke here recently for anybody in California watching. I mean, tomorrow you can see some of it moving in, but then, yeah, it tends to get a little bit worse as we go through Friday. I'm going to get some convection around here too. It might help clear out some of that smoke. But yeah, it doesn't look as bad as last round right now anyway. Bob from California is here. Hello. Yeah, that ridge has been pretty persistent there over the middle portion of the country, that's for sure. That thing has been just kind of locked in there. I was actually going to look at that too. Let's do this. Let's go to... Just look at North America and look at the upper level heights. You can get a quick view of things just by looking at that. I mean, the ridge is it's still pretty strong. 597 out there. Kind of hanging on. So, yeah, it's pretty persistent there. That's kind of nasty. I mean, it weakens some, but it's still hanging on there. And it's, you know, it's mid-August or whatever you want to call it here. I guess it's late August officially now, but definitely no troughs rolling through the center portion of the country here, as you can see on the 18Z Euro. We got the trough offshore here. That's going to bring us our own couple rounds of weather here in the Pacific Northwest. Lightning strikes possibly here as well. Friday and maybe again Monday. We're going to take a look at that in some detail also. Hello from the Baltic Sea. That is interesting. Hello from the Baltic Sea. Welcome. This is the mug we're going to be giving away. I'm going to give away 2 of these today. I have a couple others shipped and ready to go. I'm trying to get a hold of 2 other people that have won it. 2 people have contacted me. So I'm going to give away a couple of these today, and then we're going to give away one of the Tempest weather stations here. I think I have that. And there it is right there. So I'm going to give away one of these also. I think I have one more to give away. And then that's it for a while. At least for now anyway. Maybe down the line a little bit here. I mean, probably another month or so, but before I have another one to give away. But these are great stations. I mean, it's really not, I like it that, you know, there's always limitations to all weather stations. Like even with the Davis station, where you can spend easily upwards of $1,000 on a weather station. You have to separately mount the anemometer if you want to get the best wind. Then you have to put the thermometer just above grass. And this thermometer is really accurate. The station lines up really well with much more expensive equipment. The compromise with this station is that you have the wind down kind of low. The wind's only at 6 feet, the anemometer out there. So it's not really picking up what kind of gusts you're getting a little bit up in the atmosphere. Sometimes it can be blocked by trees and stuff too. But I've got one on the roof of my house and the wind does really well there. So I've got it compared to my other anemometers there. And then I have one down above the grass where you're supposed to have the temperature thermometer about 4.5 feet above grass. And it does very well. I mean, it's a very impressive station. So I've actually talked to them about getting a separate anemometer where you can mount it higher and still have it read to the same weather station here, something to that effect. Because it's got a haptic rain gauge, which was very accurate yesterday as well. It picked up about 9/100 of an inch at my house, which is almost exactly what my Davis recorded, for example. And it's got a lightning detection on it as well. So yeah, we'll be giving away one of these today. And again, we'll be giving away 2 of these mugs. These are like giant 20-ounce mugs. We have 2 of them at the house now, and it easily holds all your coffee. I like the big ones there. It's nice. Yeah, so let's update that. So this is looking at the fire and smoke map currently. It's probably just a loft. I'm seeing a little hazel loft out there when I look outside, but it's not too bad. It looks like Eastern Washington's gotten a lot better as well. Central Oregon Cascades not doing too hot. Northern California not doing that well. You can kind of see that smoke is pushed off into Eastern Oregon, Idaho. Yeah, it's just some of it floating around, but we're going to start bringing that back in here. Hello from Skamakawa. I've never heard of that place. Greetings from downtown Vancouver, British Columbia. Welcome, everybody. Hi from Canada. Thunderstorms in Saudi Arabia. Sounds like fun. Yeah, we have thunderstorm possibilities here. Let's actually look at that a little bit here. So this is the 18Z. So actually bring up the GFS next to it as well so we can compare. There goes the one. There goes our trough there. And we get this one setting up out here. I mean, pretty good placement here with both models. Good model agreement. I mean, so this is the first ingredient you need generally for some of these thunderstorms. You need kind of that southeast flow to come off the higher terrain, or that southerly flow aloft can actually do it as well. But you want a little bit of that negative tilt in the trough. When I say negative tilt, you start to flow counterclockwise around the low, and it starts to swing out of the southeast, kind of negatively tilted trough with the system here. So hopefully that can bring some thunderstorm activity and some rainfall back across the area. The only problem is here we're going to have some offshore winds, and things are going to be pretty dry. Not a lot of precip with these storms. So they have what are known as red flag warnings up and down the west slopes of the Cascades, all the way down into Oregon and all the way back up into Washington. You got the National Weather Service talking about wildfire safety here. Yeah, so it's going to be mainly above 1,500 feet. But I don't have to tell you, after last year, what happens when we set off the Bolt Creek fire out there, just kind of smoldered for what it seemed like eternity and just kind of kept pumping smoke back into the Puget Sound here. You don't want to start a fire down here across North Bend or up in the foothills there by Mount Rainier or something like that. That would be the last thing we would need out there. So it's going to be pretty breezy out there from tomorrow morning through 5 p.m. Friday. It says dry and stable conditions, possible thunderstorms, mainly on Friday morning, and those breezy east winds through the Cascade Gaps. And I want to look at something else here too. Let's go back to the Pacific Northwest here. Where'd we go? Here we are. And I want to look at surface winds. So I want to see how long this wind lasts here. Yeah, tomorrow we got the offshore flow going a bit. Let's see, what do we do? I'm a little bit ahead of us here. Okay, here we go. So it turns offshore late tonight, tomorrow morning. It's not too bad initially, but it picks up a bit there as we go through Friday morning. So it's going to be a bit offshore. Some of these thunderstorms are starting to go in the morning. So yeah, hopefully we don't kick off any fires with that. A little bit of onshore flow then kicks back on here Saturday. What happens when we go into the weekend here? Not very strong onshore flow. So hopefully we don't get too much smoke or we don't start a fire here across the west slopes of the Cascades. Jonathan Pulley is here. Hello. Welcome. One of the moderators. Garrett Hartung in the house. King Nam. I can take a hint. He wants to look at the NAM. What's going on here? I have not looked at models since this morning up until just now, but this is the NAM 0Z. how much of the 0Z is in here. We are at 714, so it looks like it's about almost halfway done. But you can see there late Thursday night coming up across the Cascades of Oregon, East Slopes there. Northern California, Southern Oregon. Let's drop back and look at what the 18Z said. So it kind of upticked on some of that activity across the Cascades. Yeah, look at that move up across the Willamette Valley. Those would be some boomers right there. Up the Oregon coast. Will they get to Washington? Seattle? That is a big question there. East slopes of the Cascades in Washington there also. So yeah, there will be a wave with that one. And there's going to be another one here too as we go on into the forecast a little bit further. Let's drop back to the 12Z European here and we'll go update that. Actually, let's run the GFS. We can see if we have model agreement here a little bit. Just trying to get acclimated. So we have this initial one here, kind of spin into an impulse up across the region here on Friday. And then we sit with the upper level low off the coast again here as we go through Monday. So it might kick another one across the region here again. So let's actually look at this. It'll give us a better idea. Drop back to the 12Z European run here and check it out. Here we go, Friday. There it comes up. This impulse as we go through Thursday night, Friday morning. Now this will drive a meteorologist crazy, trying to figure out whether or not this is going to actually produce thunderstorms and how far and what will the northern extent be of here. This is such a very delicate forecast here on just how much lightning will come across the region. And a lot of times the models under forecast this activity. So there you go. You saw the one for Friday. And you can see even through Saturday night across some of the Oregon Cascades again. When's the next chance west of the Cascades? Check it out. Here we go. You can see that negative tilt and that precip starting off the coastline there, moving up across the Willapa Hills, Washington coast, Oregon coastline there, maybe Portland, moving up towards Seattle, Tacoma again here, and maybe up across the Puget Sound into southwest BC, Cascades by the time you get to Tuesday morning. And maybe that trough will spend a little bit of time over top of us here and bring us some, some meaningful rainfall. But yeah, interesting stuff there. Probably a couple rounds of thunderstorm chances coming up. First one Thursday night into Friday morning. And the second one generally as we go on into, it looks like morning time Monday. But we'll watch this. The timing will probably change as we go, of course. So let's see here. What else do we want to go over real quick? Let's see how much. Yeah, the NAM's going to be running through here. We'll watch that come in as well. Thunderstorm haven't changed. I checked out the 3-day outlook. Still has it out. 18Z. Let's check out the amount of precip. Let's just run the total here. So you can see not a lot of precip with these storms. I mean, some of the storms might kick off some heavier precip across some of the higher terrain there. Maybe the Oregon coast will go to 1/10 of an inch or something like that. The one look at Monday looks a little bit better, honestly. You can see some bigger precip amounts here. So that's where the end of the run goes through Tuesday morning. But you can see some areas getting up over 1/2 inch here on that. It's not unheard of in August. We definitely start getting wetter here across Pacific Northwest during August. Upper level lows can create some pretty interesting weather here. I need to start taking athletic greens. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, thunderstorms are definitely fun. They're pretty rare here west of the Cascades. I mean, they do happen from time to time. And once you get into August, September, we usually tend to get a round of them, it seems like, west of the Cascades as we start to transition into fall. Most years anyway. Not for everybody, though. It's always kind of a hit and miss situation here. Let's update the GFS too. Let's see how much precip the GFS was calling for also. Zoom in a little bit here. Here we go into Friday morning. I mean, some decent precip falling here. Let's go back to the total here. Just barely brushing Seattle with the 1/100 of an inch here. But I mean, I'd take a lightning strike if I can see it here across Pacific Northwest. So let's speed ahead here and let's see if it shows what the European was showing with that Monday system as well. It does on in through two, maybe a little bit difference in timing there. Probably not as much for the coastal area there too as well. So yeah, it's something to watch here. We'll just kind of watch it over the next few days, but definitely a chance here Thursday night into Friday, especially across Oregon. It looks like how far north will that spread right now is kind of anybody's guess. Yeah, you might get a thunderstorm out there on the Washington coast on Monday morning. A Friday morning. That's definitely a possibility. Okay, how many people do we have in here? 162. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, so so we got to give away some of the stuff. Let's give away one of the mugs first. So anybody who's a member right now has been entered. I cut it off here when I pulled this Excel spreadsheet. So we're going to do random number generation. You can see the totals here on the right. And can I just zoom in there a little bit? Yeah, I can. There we go. So maybe you guys can see that a little bit better here. I don't know. But basically, you get more points and you get a better chance the longer you've been a member on the page. But anybody who's a member gets at least one chance there. So for some people, it's about 1 in 2,000 chance. I wish the odds were a little better, but it's something. And if I do enough giveaways here, it's bound to get off to some of the people with lesser odds, of course. Okay, so we're going to give away one of these mugs here. And I'll put this off in the corner so we know what we're doing this here for. And we'll go down to the number generator. All right, so here we go. First 1 to 3 wins. And I'm just going to back this up a little bit more so it's not in the way of the generator here. So, oh yeah, I haven't looked at El Nino as well. We haven't looked at El Nino. Let's look at that really quick here. How do we want to look at this? Actually, there was one released on Monday that I didn't look at. That's right. I forgot to go over that. Look at that, 1.3. We are getting towards stronger El Nino territory now. We continue the slow, steady climb. 1.3. 1.5 is considered a strong El Nino. Still pretty warm across Niño 1.2 and 3. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, we're probably headed towards a strong. I don't know if we'll be headed towards like the Godzilla or the King Kong El Nino, whatever you want to call it there. But definitely looking like we're probably headed towards somewhat of a strong El Nino here. And it's almost certainly going to be warmer as an average across a lot of the Pacific Northwest. And, you know, California always has a good chance of rainfall as well. But we'll see how that works out. It's always going to be better to look at individual systems. But for the most part, it's a very good chance we're going to be warmer than we were last season for the Pacific Northwest for sure. The dynamic model has this going to about 2.1 there. Yeah. I mean, this seems to be a little bit off here. I don't know about the CFS's forecast here. This, you can see it was put out 2 days ago there on Monday. But yeah, and so we're just kind of chugging along there El Nino wise. But anyway, let's get back to let's give away that mug. And then we'll do the next mug in a weather station. Actually, we'll just do it at the first 1 to 3 gets the first mug. The second 1 to 3 gets the second mug. That's how we'll do it here. So anyway, let's go. I got 1 through 2039. You guys can check my work here just to make sure that I'm not cheating or anything. This is live or pretty much close to it. Does it have to cross 1.5 to get to strong or stay there above for a period? Yeah, you need a 5-month running total to be considered technically an El Nino, and that's that 3.4 ENSO region out there. I mean, it depends on where you are. A lot of people root for rain, I think, for different reasons. But yeah, definitely in the summertime here, the Pacific Northwest, we miss our rain. Anyway, here we go. So 1010, that means I go to whoever is between that number here, and that's John Marshall. You got 1X. $304. Don Jackson. You got X'd. First one with 3 X's wins the mug. 572, Patrick Dunnigan. Yeah, the reason why I want rain, I mean, some of the trees around in Normandy Park here where I live, I've seen that they're some of them are dying. And I think that has something to do with that summer in 2021. They've been weakened, and it seems like since that time, And there's some trees, there's some standing pines that are noticeably dead and some that are very weak. So I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's not going to help a dead tree, but anyway, I hope it helps out any tree that might be not doing well that we don't know about. And that would be Dawn/Pam Harley. You got an X. With the storm season for winter this year in Southern California, we'd be expecting a sort of EF1 or 2. It's hard to tell the damage type or the strength of a tornado or anything in advance or anything, but it's not that uncommon to get some tornado activity through Southern California. So that would not surprise me at all if there's a tornado. But the difference between an EF0 and an EF2 sometimes is not very, just because it hit something really. Okay, let's do it again. 384. Carolyn Olakainen. Hope I pronounced that right. 1465. Water Treen Muse. 2008. Oh, there's somebody down there. Robert Rennick. 1937. Eric Anderson. Been a member for 5 months. 1468. Oh, look at that. 1486. I'm getting dyslexic here. Kameshwari Kate. You got an X. 7-month member. 907. Annie Dufacy. 2.4 inches rainfall at Portland since May 9th. Yeah, I've heard a lot of comments that Portland and the Willamette Valley are just dry as a bone out there. Yeah, I mean, the weather shouldn't affect the airplanes too much. I mean, sometimes there's things that happen, but in the past, plane flying was much less safe. And you know that, nobody was killed in any of the most recent flights. So, aviation is so extremely regulated, and you've got so many different people looking at things, and people know what they're doing, and the airlines are just really easily the much safer way to go. If you're going to drive from Seattle to LAX or something, you're much more likely to die in a car wreck than you are to fly there. Like probably thousands of times more likely to be injured in a car wreck versus like a plane. So, you're safe. You get on a plane and you're safe. Extremely unlikely. You're more likely to, I don't know, to choke on water in the shower or something like that. It's extremely unlikely. Anyway, going again, 1947. Michael Clark. So you need 3 X's also. Just kind of reminding everybody, we need 3 X's. 1919. This is kind of a weird number generator here. 1571. M.K. Parker, 99. He's been a member for 6 months. 1761. Humboldt Kidder, member for 5 months. If you get 2 more of those, you get the mug. 489. Phil Hyde, he's been a member for 16 months. 82. Jose commented earlier. He's been a member for 20 months. One of the long time members. 2019. That's way down the list there. Hudaii. 1 month member. 2 more of those and you got yourself a mug. 287. Paul Harder, 19-month member. You owe me a beer. Sweet. Do El Ninos bring more or less cold air? Generally, La Ninas bring more cold air to the region. El Ninos tend to be when the Pacific Ocean is releasing heat into the atmosphere, but it does not mean that you cannot get snowfall. You guys remember the February 2019 one here in the Pacific Northwest? That was technically El Nino. It was right on the borderline of a weak to moderate El Nino. So it might not have been as strong, but you still can get snowfall in El Nino years. $11.99. South King Media. 1005. Bryce F. Member for 9 months. 1728. One Mind. Been a member for 5 months. 1535. Yep, and if you're a member, you're automatically entered in here. Ryan Flanagan, 6-month member. And these X's are going to carry over into the mug and to the weather station giveaway as well. We got 2 mugs and 1 weather station. So 151. Kelly Hamilton. I should probably eliminate anybody who's already won. Well, for a station I will, but for a mug, no, we'll keep going ahead. Mug's fine. 1430. So you can win a mug if you've won a weather station. Brian Anderson. 314. Trevor Moody, 19-month member, supporting the page for a long time. 1231. Kevin Williamson. 1306. Brad Ward. Brad Ward is on the board. 1166. Maki Moore. 1036. Carbon Cut, been a member for 9 months. Maki Moore's been a member for 8 months. She lives in the same general vicinity as me. 851. Jack McKay HML, 10-month member. Yeah, it's true. You are more likely to die on the way to the airport than you are on a plane. It's extremely safe. I mean, I've been dispatching for almost 20 years now, and I've never even had somebody get injured on one of my planes, like not even a little bit. And I've dispatched thousands of flights, so it's extremely safe. So did I mark that 1316? Did I get that one? No, I didn't. David Guerrero. X. 1901. Ann Shepard. Hello from Victoria. I mean, they're already warm right now. The water's off the west coast. The El Ninos generally last. It'll probably last on into early spring, and then it'll be on its way out. And then we'll probably be headed towards like maybe a neutral year after that. Or it could be another week. Probably a lesser El Nino or a neutral year after that, I would think. No, you're not. You haven't missed too much in the live stream yet. We're doing the mug giveaway right now, and that's the mug. It's a 20-ounce mug. It's awesome. It holds all your coffee. It's not one of those little 11-ounce mugs. This thing is awesome. I ordered 10 of these, and 3 of them came broken. So I did a little claim with UPS. So we'll see how that goes. Well, automatically you get entered if you're a member of the page. If you want to join, click the button down below. I still have another weather station to give away at a later date, and then I'll be getting more, and eventually here in the next month or two, probably. 1660, I almost missed that one. George Manley, 6-month member. 808. Brian Coulter. You're on the board. 923. Kevin Miller. Seems like it went a little bit quicker last time. 1976. That number sounds familiar, but I guess not. Renee Bettenhausen. Big mugs are the best. Yes, and you can put a bunch of cream or whatever you want in there, sugar. DC9, yet a relatively... Yeah, you know, aviation hasn't always been very safe. But with the... I mean, basically every single event that happens in aviation just kind of ripples through the entire industry, so it becomes extremely safe. I mean, you can't do anything without, like, double-checking or cross-checking with somebody else, or, like, you know, there's just no, hey, we're just going to wing it here. There's absolutely none of that, especially in Part 21 aviation. Part 21 is the big boys, you know, United and Alaska and Southwest and Delta. 1195. Oh, look at that. South King Media has 2 X's now. They are 8-month members. Robert Snow is gifted 5 Northwest Watch memberships. All right, so that's 5 more people that will be put in the next round here in a couple of weeks when we do a giveaway. Patrick B, Garrett Hartung, Deepox, Randy F, Trish. Very nice. Very generous. 1093. Jack Schwend. You're on the board. 15. Jeannie. 20-month member. On the board. 1701. Scott Emerson. Ahmad was one of the recipients. Do you remember United Flight 173? If you remind me of the year, I probably know it. I have to study. So we study all these aviation accidents as I've been coming up through aviation the last 20 years. So if you remind me what year it was, I probably know which one it is. Unless it was more of the obscure ones. All the Happy Squirrels is on the board. 752. Nope, that's the wrong one. Back up. Jerry Freelix. This is where my big mouse pointer gets in the way here. I'm sure Garrett won't mind getting gifted that. I wonder why it's not scrolling down there. Anyway, Trevor Carsley on the board. 17-month member Trevor Carsley, longtime friend. 307. Don Jackson is second X. Getting close. 19-month member Don Jackson. 1293. Eric Prachun. Did I miss 192? I'll put it on there. Olympia Ski Bum. Oli Ski Bum. Let's do this. In case I push tab again, it doesn't like totally kill us. Oh, Portland one. The one where is that the one where they ran out of fuel trying to come into the airport? 173. Where they were fixated on the fuel low light, and they were, or maybe it was an unrelated light, and they were messing around with that, and they got sidetracked, and then ended up crashing in controlled flight into terrain. Did I miss 1293 also? I don't think I did. I think that was Eric. 190. Oli Ski Bum again. That's 2. 63. RHIT CCDS CCS. 20-month member. Yeah, they were circling for an hour. That was the one. Yeah, that's why it's a major rule for pilots, you know, fly the plane. First thing, you fly the plane. You did not get caught up in what certain lights mean or what's going on there. Jeannie St. Amour, that's 2 X's for you. 1913. Why is it doing that? Bill Denovan. 1814. Jeffrey Murdoch, 5-month member. 1923. Bay Area Weather, 5-month member. Yeah, Alaska 261, that was before I started working there. I remember that. That was no good. Purely mechanical. The pilot did everything he could to save that flight. Including, from what I understand from everything, even trying to let it was kind of keeping altitude flying upside down. And so those pilots are awesome, but you can't overcome a mistake like that. And now, I mean, the only good thing you can take away from accidents like that is that that's something that gets checked, you know, multiple times over now, and it's virtually guaranteed to never happen again. You know, you've got so many eyes looking at things now, and so you got to take the good with it. Barry Christensen, 7-month member, 1030. Brian Hicks. This is not a bad random number generator, I don't think. This is really spacing it out here. Brad Parker. Yeah, bad drag screw. Thing was stripped. I mean, pilots generally like Alaska, but there's just always other opportunities to go. So it's like pilots are in such high demand right now that you can get on with big airlines if you want to, or if you want to go back to where you were born and raised, or if you want to go live in Atlanta and work for Delta, just things like that. Or if you want to go to Dallas and work for Southwest, you know, there's always stuff like that coming into play. DA, God Bless USA, 3-month member. I didn't hear that. Did they really have alcohol in their systems in 261? I was not aware of that. $13.83. Susie Cummings, 7-month member. Carla, 6-month member. Okay, yeah, I did not hear that they had, so okay, I hope that that's not the case. 1041, Michelle Grinslade. 814. Flush Jackson, that's a cool name. Why am I not with Delta or KLM? I mean, Alaska Airlines has been my goal from day one. Ever since I started getting into dispatching, I was initially going into air traffic control. And then I found out about aircraft dispatching, and the schedule was so much better, and you actually made more money, and you worked in more detail with the weather, and I was hooked. Can there be 3 El Nino? I mean, I've never seen that. It usually does not last for as long when it's an El Nino. You don't triple dip El Ninos. 101. Aaron Green, you're on the board. Aaron helps me some of the tech side of the channel here at times. Claire Brown on the board. Aviate, navigate, communicate. It's also the Anchorage code. 417, Mark Henderson. This number generator is really spreading them out pretty well here. 1621. BF. Weather got me into aviation for sure. My first love has always been weather, and then it really lines up well with aviation. And I was going into air traffic control. I was with the National Weather Service first, and then I was working to go into ATC, and then I found out about dispatch, going actually to Green River College. I found out about it there. 1818. Jeffrey Murdoch has got 2 X's. Look at that. If I can get it to click. There we go. 1592. I saw Jonathan Pulley on there say I almost got his number called. 441. Greg Traeger. 16-month member. Richard Stover. $4.99. Foley Edge, 15-month member on the board. $2.94. Look at that. Don Jackson wins a mug. Don Jackson, if you are there, you have got a mug. So email me. Find that email on the YouTube address. I don't have to say it on here and get a bunch of spam, but find the email address on the YouTube page. Don Jackson's won the first mug. The guy that stole from the Q400 was a ramp worker. Yeah, he took that thing and yeah, a lot of money in that plane. I mean, that's a lot of money that he just kind of used to do a joyride like that. It's a shame. Yeah, I was non-pilot ramp worker. Do we have volunteer opportunities for high school students focused for weather? I mean, I might have something like that in the future here when I do. Sometimes I need data entry done, so that's a possibility. I'll keep that in mind down the line here. I had somebody from the UW do the entire Portland climatology for me. Yeah, that guy was probably dealing with some serious mental issues to do something like that. 424. Trevor Carsley again. Look at that. $2001. And the good thing is this is recorded too. So if we have any discrepancies or if I forgot to click an X or something like that, we'll be able to go back over this. DA, God bless. Look at that. He only has 2 numbers, but he's gotten 2 X's now. Maybe it's not so random. 1517. Why is it doing that? Barefoot Music, 6-month member. 421. That sounds familiar. Trevor Carsley. Look at that. Trevor Carsley, you won a mug. So I will get Trevor Carsley his mug. He has won a mug. So now we have 2 people with 3. So now the next person to get 3 wins the weather station. So Trevor Carsley and Don Jackson have won the mug. 17-month and 19-month members. First 1 to 3 here, though, besides, actually, so if Don or Trevor get the 4th X, they will also win the weather station. I got to make this fair. The mug is much cheaper of an item here, so you're not going to be counted out for that. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We We have 6 people with 2 X's right now and 2 with 3. So if any of those 8 get another X, they win the weather station here. So what's going on now? Marion County Sheriff has issued a level 3 go now evacuation order for anyone west of Liberty Road South and Jory Hill Road South. Where is that located right now? Kameshwari Kate. Yeah, you've got Kameshwari Kate. You've got an X. You got your number called once, but you need 3. So let's get back to it. 511. Foley Edge. You've got 2. 1 more and you will win the station. 1500. That number sounds familiar. No. Patty Gifford. Salem, south of Salem. Got it. $130. Jack J, 20-month member. You're on the board. $838. Jeremy Jones, you're on the board. Salem, Oregon. Ron Dog, thank you for the kind generosity. Yeah, this is a really good. The comments seem to be really mostly positive. There's a few people that request things sometimes and whatnot, but I mean, there's usually very good positive energy in here. The suspense is there. We've got Joe Dirt in the house. Lottery weather. I mean, if people want to donate money to the Castle Rock Middle School weather station and Ken Wynn is going to pay for half, if anybody wants to donate here and put a fund in, well, we can raise money to get them one. I have this one to give away, and since we already started, I'm going to continue on here. 1512. Iron Age, member for 6 months. He's on the board. This is actually the weather station giveaway. We're in the midst of it right now. Jonathan Lucas on the board. You missed the giveaway of 2 mugs so far. Trevor Carsley and Don Jackson have won the YouTube mugs. 1968. Betty Kelly, 4-month member on the board, 1X. You need 3 to win the weather station, or 4 if you're Trevor or Don. 1170. Davis Colby. A fire burning on the south side of Salem is prompting level 3 go now evacuations for people living west of Liberty Road South and Jory Hill Road. 666. Scott Elliott, your first X. 1536. Ryan Flanagan with 2 X's. 245. Linda Straight, first X, 19-month member, Linda Straight. 1085. Jack Schwen, that's your second X. 820. Flush Jackson again, that's 2 X's, 10-month member. Walking my dog right now. Awesome. I got to walk my dog after this. 1583. Dang it. If I click on it wrong, it sends me all the way back up. Elfer Design, your first X, 6-month members. 1426. Piero Brewer, first X, 7-month member. Yeah, it does not sound good down there in the Willamette Valley. I'm going to have to look at that tomorrow and see what the precipitation anomaly is here. Or down there. 403. Mark Henderson, that's 2. Yeah, whatever number it is. So basically Mark Henderson would get from 403 to 419. Trevor Carsley would get from 420 to 435, and Greg Traeger would get 436 to 451, and so on. And if Trevor or Don Jackson get their 4th X, they also win the weather station. 940. HG Hog Lover 5. There's a name. 10-month member. Did I pick the wrong person when I hit 801? Should have been Brian Coulter. Nick Andrews, first X. Eric Shosh, welcome to Basic Channel Support. 1363. Henrik Bramius, 7-month member. 118. Jack J. 572. Patrick Dunnigan with the 2nd X, 15-month member. 29. Ooh, that was close to Jeannie, sorry. FAKRNTZ, 20-month member. I keep tabbing off of it. Okay. 1765. Yeah, we got 666. Free World Order. Wonder if that's the guy from the Eminem movie. 5-month member. 1249. Hello, California girl. Anna Boynton, your first X. If you get 3, you win a weather station. About $330. 703. LJK, 11-month member. Thank you for your support. 1176. Davis Colby, that's 2. One more and you win. 1900. So yeah, Eric, you'll be entered in the next drawing here that we're going to do in the next week or so. 1900. And Shepard, 5-month member. That's 2 X's. 954. It's getting exciting now. We're getting down to it. Reflect the Sun, first X, 10-month member. $851. Jack McKay HML. That's 2 X's. It's coming down to the wire. 358. Stephen Houtro. First X. 19-month member. Thank you for your support. 1041. Michelle Grinslade. That's 2 X's. One more and you win the station. Thanks for the support. 9-month member. 1362. Sarah Gorgian, first X, 7-month member. Thanks for the support. 195. The Oli Ski Bum has won the station. That's 3. 176 to 195. Just in there. Oli Ski Bum, if you're watching, or if you're going to watch this live stream. If not, I'll reach out to the Oli Ski Bum. But Don Jackson, Trevor Crossley won the mugs. Oli Ski Bum won the weather station. And if there's any discrepancies here, we'll check. We can check the live stream once it gets put up. I'll drink some water here. Racer Girl is here. We gave away a couple of mugs. Yeah, Yeah, I'm going to turn down the light a little bit here if I can. There we go. A little bit bright. So 2 structures are now on fire. My first X. But yeah, hopefully we can get some thunderstorm action over here, just as long as it doesn't start any fires, right? Actually, let's check out the NAM now. It's been running. 0Z. There goes some storms. East Oregon slopes. East Cascade slopes. Yeah, look at those moving across Eugene, Salem, Hillsboro. Coming across Portland there. How far north are these going to get? It's about 5 in the morning right there. Check it out. Southern Cascades. There's some thunderstorms rolling across the Willamette Valley. Oh, man, it gets close to Seattle and Tacoma there, but it doesn't look that great on that. But still, these systems can really overperform, so we'll see how that goes. The European been showing something similar as well with that. Just kind of holding the lightning off just a little bit further south than Seattle. All right, yeah, so speaking of dogs, I'm going to go give my dog a walk now. And yeah, so contact me if you want the weather station. I'll reach out and I'll do a post probably also. Again, that was the Oli Ski Bum. You won the weather station. OLYSKI Bum. Trevor Carsley, I'll get you your mug. And also Don Jackson, 19th month member. You have won a mug as well. And for you guys wondering about Nilo38, he has emailed me. He's enjoying his weather station down there in California. $121 in the chat, not bad. But anyway, so yeah, I'll do my briefing tomorrow, you guys. I'm gonna go walk the dog and stuff and get ready for relaxing a little bit and get myself to bed here so I can wake up early. But anyway, yeah, congrats to one who of those of you who won the mug and the weather station. So we'll do this again here in the next few days as well. And just a reminder, in all these drawings, if you are a member, click that join button down below and you're automatically entered in the drawings. So, all right. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by and chatting.